As many of you know, today is our Working for Kids giveathon. We are trying to raise money, of course, for a resident canine therapy program at Rady Children's Hospital. The number is 1-800-258-0007 to go ahead and give. I'm going through my notes here. We've got a QR code. We've got the website, cbs8.com/dog. First and foremost, we could not do this without Rady Children's Hospital, Jack. And they are a world-renowned hospital when it comes to a lot of the treatment.
You were just talking about being on the East Coast, on the other side of the country, and people say, "Oh, Rady."
Yeah, my mom is in nursing. She's not practicing anymore, but she's in healthcare. My sister-in-law is a nurse. She's worked in pediatric nursing before, and they literally are like, yeah, Rady Children's Hospital. Like we in our industry, like Rady Children's Hospital is like the creme de la creme. Like it's a diamond. So we're so lucky to have that in our backyard. And again, for so many families, it's great to know that we have it. But obviously, that then signifies that your child has to get cared. It could be the scariest moment for not only the children, but also for the parents that are involved, the families involved. So we are going to bring in a special guest here today, one of the many success stories that we see come out of Rady Children's Hospital. I want to introduce you here to Kellen Klingman here, who is joining us live in studio. Kellen, thank you so much for joining us. Now, Kellen, your mom and I were just chatting off camera, who, by the way, let's special shout out to mom and dad who are, in here. We're going to throw them on the TV here. Kellen, when you were born, you were born with a hole in your heart, correct?
Yes.
And at 4 days old, you had your first procedure. What could you explain to me? Like, what do you remember? Obviously, not 4 days old, but like growing up, 3, 4, 5 years old, were you pretty much just in and out of the hospital procedures? How often were you getting treatment?
Treatment wasn't often.
Okay.
Checkups were, I think, every 6 months, and then more recently we switched it to just once a year. Truly, like, as I've progressed throughout all my surgeries, I've had 7 surgeries total, and throughout all of that, I only need a checkup once a month.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I've been in and out of the hospital like crazy,
Okay.
just little times here and there.
But for your time that you spent at Rady Children's Hospital, what do you remember about being there, the hospital, the treatment, the staff, and what was that like for you?
I remember loving it.
Yeah.
I think whenever you think of a hospital, it has such like a negative connotation to it. But that wasn't the case, at least for me and my family.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be scared when I knew that I had an operation coming up. I had a surgery coming up, and I wasn't scared at all. Like, I trusted that the doctors knew what they were doing. I trusted that the nurses knew how to take care of me. I put so much trust in them, and it all worked out.
Yeah. And as for, just recently, again, we have here that in April of 2023, you had your 4th open heart surgery. In 2024, you received a new pacemaker, and for the first time in your life, you have no physical limitations.
That's true.
You're 16.
Yeah.
You're 16. So up until 16, you had physical limitations.
Yeah.
I mean, you're growing up. You're a young kid in San Diego, and you're seeing, obviously, all your friends do potentially things that that something's just not right. You can't get there yet. But now to be there now, what does that mean for you?
Ooh. It's great. It's a blessing going throughout my life knowing that, like, I couldn't play sports because if my pacemaker got dislodged, or going through airport security, I can't go through metal detectors in case it would mess up the wiring and stuff like that. So I would always have to get wanted. It would just be like another extra step. And it was just a constant reminder.
Yeah.
And that was a little hard, but I got used to it. But now being 16 without limitations, I have a pacemaker that only paces 0.4% of the time. It's a blessing for sure to be able to not have any physical limitations, and I'm able to do all the things, just like everybody else.
What was it like to have the support of your parents as well too when you went through this?
Really helpful to have my parents supporting me throughout all of that. They were very encouraging, very obviously very supportive. They cared for me, but they also taught me like how to do stuff on my own and like I could take care of myself, and they taught me that, and I'm really grateful for that.
And you know, they have here in the notes, essentially, you know, they were given a number of options, and they chose to go ahead and have you and go through that first open heart surgery, Mom, at 4 days, 4 days old. You know, and then you get to this point now. A lot of that, obviously, because of that choice that they chose, and that is great that they felt like through, you know, again, everything that they were being told that was going to be something that they wanted to do. But again, Rady Children's Hospital, to kind of know that as you're growing up here, that they were able to make, you know, this all something that you can now enjoy, you know, the success. What do you think went into that? Like, do you sort of remark on like, wow, like those are some, you know, GD good doctors, right? Like I can't help it, like want to, like, you know, those are some really good doctors, right?
They're incredible, every single one of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I know that you necessarily, the resident canine therapy program is something that we're trying to raise money for, right? We're trying to help out Rady Children's Hospital. And then again, for those of you who are at home, it's really simple. cbs8.com/dog. You can text dog to 34984. You can also go ahead and call the phone number that I am going to throw here on your screen in just a little bit while I go ahead and, yep, there we go. Jack's got it up there. 1-800-258-0007 to donate. Is there anything that you would maybe think back? I know that we're saying it's obviously been a great time, your visits to Rady Children's, and it was a success. But when you hear about the program, about how this is going to help kids that are very similar in your position, that when you grew up, it's going to help them feel a little bit more comfortable. Were there times when you were getting treatment where, I mean, I'm got to imagine there were times when you were scared.
Yeah.
That you think that something like this would have really helped alleviate some of those fears?
For sure.
Yeah.
I think lots of kids have a lot of anxiety. I mean, seeing an IV in your arm, hearing alarms, seeing doctors do their thing, and you just don't know what a lot of the stuff is. It makes you anxious for sure, without a doubt. Having a dog in there, having it right by your bedside, like, you know, right side of your bed, there's IV in your arm, doctor's doing one thing, and then you look to your left and there's just a dog smiling at you constantly. Like, it's naturally dogs, obviously, like, alleviate stress naturally.
Yeah.
But I would say it shifts the focus from what the doctors are doing and whatever, you know, what's going on, to just petting a dog. And as simple as that sounds, it makes a greater impact than people realize.
I know that throughout today, you know, of course, you mentioned the notes that we have on you. We actually have notes on multiple different patients, you know, former patients who have interacted with Rady Children's Hospital that have been coming in through all of our shows throughout this morning. And it's been so impactful to hear their stories and how not just programs like, you know, the canine program that we're obviously talking about today, but any sort of support system that is put in place helps them. Let me ask you, have you ever had the opportunity to speak to other patients who are going through similar conditions or just through any sort of challenge that relates to Rady Children's? And if so, what has that experience meant to you?
I've definitely had conversations with a lot of different patients, just about their experiences in hospitals. Nothing specific to Rady, but I'm sorry, is your question, what is
I guess what I want to say is, like, when you have these conversations, you're someone who's went through this before, and you understand the trials, the tribulations that goes towards it. So when you interact with someone who's either has experienced that or is currently going through it, like, what do those small interactions mean to not only the patient, but also you, who has been this success story?
I think being a patient in a hospital, getting your treatment, there is no thought that comes across your mind thinking there are other people experiencing the same thing, and you feel isolated. You definitely feel isolated. But to hear other patients talk about their experiences, and, you know, whether it's similar or, you know, radically different, it's really just calming to know that even in the midst of all the things that are going on, and you may feel isolated, it's a good reminder just to have, knowing that there are other people who have gone through something similar.
And Kellen, I want to ask you, obviously you went through such tumultuous and this is something that many people don't even have to go through throughout their entire lives. You fought this at age 4 days, right? From the time that you were in your mom's womb. You knew you probably inherently, right, that this was going to be something that was going to be a challenge for you. You overcame it. What would you say would be your message to either kids or even adults that are going through something where it's their heart or it's a tough time right now, and they're going through it, they're receiving treatment? What stood out to you to help you get through those days that were hard?
Trust overall.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, it's just my faith in general, and that really just helps. And it's really good to for me to have my faith in God, but just for trust in the doctors, and if you are in faith, trust in God.
Okay, that's awesome, Kellen. Thank you so much. And again, we are going to throw one more time here up on the screen. You can see the number right there. Call 1-800-258-007 to donate. You can help not only kids like Kellen, but kids who are facing any types of potentially, circumstances, any type of treatment that they're going through. This Canine program can really make a difference. We want to thank you, Kellen, and Mom and Dad. Again, thank you guys so much for sharing your story. It is inspiring to hear again that, Kellen, you overcame, again, something that 4 days old. I keep hammering that point because at 4 days old, you were fighting not only for yourself, but you probably didn't know it yet, but for your mom and your dad too. So you guys go ahead and celebrate each and every day that you guys have together. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you so much.
And again, best of luck, man. Enjoy high school. I know you guys are in the midst of
Yeah.
it right now. 16, you're gonna be going off to college soon, but enjoy it, guys. And
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.